No, you can see Eric there looking down at a basket of fruit in the market district in front of some, let's call her, uh, some lady, generic lady number three, discussing fruits and the sweetness and sourness of it all.
Him, Eric.
Mhm. Oh, yes. Hello, everyone. Hello. You seem rather stressed.
Yeah, boss man, it's been a rough night or a couple days. Honestly, I don't know.
This one, that's unfortunate.
Uh, We believe that Amelia may have been taken by goblins.
He kind of stands very still for a moment, and just stares at you, or you at least think he's staring at you.
Mostly because it's been a minute. What does his face look like? Because I know it was a magical mask.
He's wearing a bird mask, like
Eagle,
full mask. Ah, Raven.
raven. Nice. Well,
We. Oh,
go
good.
ahead. No, you. You.
Uh, we just now received a note. It said that if we do not bring them the snake, they will kill the hostage. It has been confirmed that, for whatever reason, Amelia was out past the gate late at night, and she has not been seen in the city since.
And the snake is kind of tilts his head over to you, Basil.
Looking just kind of a little sheepish, kind of down at his feet.
Hello snaps her finger in Basil's face. No shame in what you are. But yes, we assume that as much.
Hmm. You can see, well, if you guys want, you can give an insight check.
Do I?
I don't think that one cares that much.
It's a very thou thing of you to say.
Wow. Oh, wow. Right. Well, as far as you guys are concerned, he seems rather fine. Um, he does say, well, this might be a bit of extra duties, but I would appreciate you all if you were to retrieve Amelia, please.
That was the plan. Would you have
Yeah,
anything that might assist us? Besides apples, as much as I appreciate them, they are lovely. Anything more tangible?
Tangible. Uh, you've all gotten pretty used to tracking, right? Amelia made me this water skin, you call it. Kind of pulls it out. Maybe you guys can catch a scent or something from it.
Hello does take it. Well, it's something. So this was Amelia's? I don't follow how this helps.
Well, if I recall correctly, you guys were able to locate the werewolf. No? By what means did you use to track that?
Mm, that was Cassandra's doing, and she is indisposed at the moment. She was grief stricken when we told her, or when I told her that Cortez had died.
Seemed to be quite close.
The captain dead. Hmm. Well, as for any other items, I don't have anything useful. I've never really planned for the abduction of one of my guards before. Well, if I were to be a betting man, Amelia is a strong woman. She likely put up a fight, and with a fight, there's likely a trail that you can catch.
Well, it seems we best get on the way then. Any don't want to waste any time.
Food for thought, I will say. As we all know, Amelia is resilient. If she resisted the goblins, likely killed even some of them, and they still chose to hold her hostage. Perhaps keep that bit of information in mind when confronting them. They clearly want something beyond just Basil here.
Yes, they seem to have an obsession with this snake. And in general, I believe you said that they took one of your own, Basil, earlier.
Yes, yes, that was a day or two ago. Yes, the guards mistook it for a dragonborn, but it was not. It was a Yuan-ti.
Basil kind of looks to you, Holo. I see the anger in your eyes. Just be careful.
Yes, I'm sure the why is fascinating, but that matters little. We'll sift through the corpses if we must to find anything else out, but Millie comes first. The why lower on the list, let's say.
Agreed.
Understood.
Well, thank you, boss. We'll get your fifth guard.
This is appreciated. Thank you.
Holo turns heel fast enough that her hair whips across Cobby's face.
Hey!
Right, well, let's see if my nose is still accurate. Let's go to the gate that... Oh, I do wonder which gate she might have been at. Well, I guess we'll have to catch each of them.
If I were a betting man, I would say try the east gate.
Thank you, Eric. Yeah, Holo heads to the east gate.
We're gonna, I guess Cobby's gonna plot on after her.
Following along.
Yep, Basil too.
Hey, Holo, mind if I ask you a question that, don't bite my head off?
You can't touch my tail.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
You can't
Why?
steal my comb either.
No. We can I get the word in? Why are you so gun ho to find Amelia? Like, I get, we're gonna find her, but like, if they want Basil, he's our friend, or our traveling companion. Well, we're gonna see this too, but how do I say this delicately? Bring Basil to the goblins and trade him for Amelia, or not trade him, but potentially put him in danger. It doesn't seem like the smartest move.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like, I mean, like, obviously, yeah, we're gonna get her, but like, it should. I'm just worried that once we get there, you're gonna just run in and start knocking goblins' heads off.
No. I will not. A predator saves the energy for when the strike is right. But to your point, I guess a discussion on approach might be useful.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking. So, like, I don't know about you guys, but just rushing into a camp filled with murderous goblins is not high up on my day-to-day activities.
Well, then, how do you feel about sneaking amongst murderous goblins?
Better.
Well, regardless, if we can cautiously and stealthily find the encampment, we do some scouting, make a plan from there. I suppose we just do not have enough information. Unless you would like to go on your own into the forest.
No. No.
Right, well, leave the tracking to me. Leave the scouting to you. Then from there, we'll decide on approach. Does that feel reasonable?
Yes. Yep. I just wanted to air that worry of mine. Thank you for listening. Let's get a move on.
Well, it does, like, take a second look at you. You know, I would not think you'd be the voice of reason here.
I have my moment.
All right. If you can show me reason and wisdom 2 more times, you may touch my tail once.
His eyes are gonna get large. Okay. All right. Cool. Yes. Okay. Yes. He's gonna eye that tail.
Too easy. Polo does hand the water skin to Thaurin. Hold this, please.
Very well.
And you do see a swirl of sand, and Holo turns into a dire wolf in the middle of town. Yes, I think I can sniff a little bit better with this.
You hear a bit of screaming all around you. People go, "Oh my god! Somebody call the guard! There's a wild animal in the in the town."
Yep, and you all see the biggest eye roll a wolf has ever done. Oh, jeez.
Yes, perhaps next time we, or for future reference, we'll wait until we are outside of the city gates, yes?
They'll get over it.
Yes, I don't know about that. You get a big nudge from her big snout. I'm proud of who I am. Maybe you should stop being proud too.
That seems a bit uncalled for.
But
I thought it was
correct.
rather appropriate.
Well, the difference is when I am proud of who I am, will not be coming at me with weapons. Ideally.
I'm sure you could get used to it.
Don't want you to get used to it. Thank you, though. We were on our way somewhere, yes?
Yes, East Gate. Yeah.
Well, on your way, you make your way to the east gate. The general citizen sees big dire wolf hold out and screams, calls for the guard, and runs. Finally, one guard does stop you. He's just kind of shakily tells you all to halt for a moment. Uh, halt.
What is it?
Citizens, you have a beast among you. Pet, perchance?
I would not say that word again in front of her.
She is a shape changer, and we are currently tracking someone rather urgently, if you wouldn't mind stepping aside.
Yes, well, please refrain from dire wolves in the town, please. But if you're leaving, that's perfectly fine.
Noted.
Kolo does walk right up to him.
Don't bite him.
You get the smallest scent of piss in your nose, although he definitely tinkled himself.
She just gets like a big um, exhale of breath in his face. You are disgusting.
He runs away immediately.
Not that scary, aren't I? I thought I was more, well, magnificent looking.
Yes, magnificently terrifying. Yes.
Thank you for answering that. I assumed it was a trap question.
Well, at least I'm memorable somehow. Alright, let me sniff that water skin, Thal, if you would please.
He'll hold it up to the nose.
Yeah, Nola's gonna try to get the scent signature and allow her to at least get the scent. I get the feeling we might find more evidence, but I do want to try to pinpoint that.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. And per dire wolf stats, I have advantage on perception checks relying on hearing or smell. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, you got a very clear scent. Can track it accordingly. You're able to you smell a lot of different things and different animals, whatnot. Not different animals, specifically a deer. But you are able to pick up on Amelia's familiar scent, probably her hair. And are able to track it along.
Yes, whatever perfume she uses for her hair, it's notable. I think I have a scent. Well, follow me quietly as you can.
How is she communicating with us in direwolf form?
Do we say that she can telepathically commute group wide just for convenience?
We did say that, I guess.
Okay, I must have missed it. My bad.
It was a minor detail. But yeah, you all just hear this in your mind. And yeah, we sneak off into the wilderness.
Well, given how good the check is, yeah, it takes you roughly about 15 minutes to where you find the first goblin corpse, or rather two. One beheaded, and one with a very deep blow into their chest, almost blunt looking, like it's concaved.
Well, Thal, use that noggin of yours. See what you can discover here.
Yeah, he'll get down and take a look.
Investigation check, please.
Right. Investigation. While I'm doing this, let me confirm. Did we? Because I can't remember. I have it written down, but I don't know if we actually did it in game or not. Did we buy the stuff necessary for Thalarin to add magic missile to his spell book?
Oh, did you spend the gold to put it in your spellbook? I don't think so.
Okay. All right. I know I have it written down. I just didn't know if I did it yet or not. Okay. Cool beans. But yeah, investigation check is out.
Unfortunately, I isn't dead. Uh, you can definitely tell there's a scuffle, but you're not really sure what to make of it.
Unfortunately, there's clear signs of battle, but it's sporadic all over the place. No clear signs that I can see, at least.
Does Holo get Amelia sent any distinctly here than form?
Yeah, I say you could probably still track the scent a bit, but it kind of dissipates a bit deeper into the woods.
Well, my nose tells me that Amelia probably put up a fight, just like Eric said.
You could probably keep going in the direction before the scent fades off. Um, if that's what you want to do.
Let's be cautious. We're at least on the right track. Continue.
We'll say, yeah, that perception check is just too good, to be honest. You're able to keep along as you continue your scent. You can see what looks like drag marks. Definitely, looks like something was dragged along this somewhat hidden path in the woods. Uh, there's kick, or not kick, but there's scuffs on the trees around. The shrubbery's been messed with.
More signs of struggle. We're on the right track.
Good. Good. Very good. Keep on then.
You're right there, Basil. I mean, we haven't really checked in, but they're the one. You're the one they kind of want.
Well, that's about as good as can be expected, I suppose. To be clear, we're not giving me up to them, yes? No? Please?
We're not. Oh, I thought that was the plan all along. You give Basil a little punch on the, I guess, side. He can't really reach up to his arm.
Yeah, yes. Right. Mm.
Although, if you're willing, could be used as bait to potentially lure them out.
Um, well, if there's no other options, I suppose, sure. Wouldn't mind helping, but let's find another plan first. Mm.
I suppose while we're walking, we should discuss that. Does anyone have any ideas? I suppose the initial thought would be either Basil as bait to lure them out, or perhaps, well, I can turn invisible. I could always scout around and see if I can track down the area Amelia's in. I don't believe any of you have that capability.
Some might say I am so quiet I am invisible, but not quite as magical as your approach. Yes, I think they likely have scouts. We maybe try to pick them off at the edges, cause a distraction, lure them into a spot where we can attack them. But I do believe if they pin us down in large numbers, it would be a difficult fight.
Well, could it perhaps be better to try to just get Amelia out without a fight?
Well,
The ideal.
yes, but we have no idea how large this camp of theirs is, nor where it's located, nor where she might be inside of that camp.
Well, that's why we're gonna go find her and scout, and I'm gonna take a look, and when I come back,
The very least, unlocking a cage so if we do begin our attacks, perhaps in the midst of that she might be able to escape on her own.
yeah, true, or help us fight.
Perhaps I can turn you invisible instead, Kabi. You have talents in lockpicking. Unfortunately, I do not have such a talent. So I could turn you invisible and you could survey the camp. If you run into trouble, it'll just be a matter of leading them back out so that we could ambush them.
Yeah, about that, I can kind of already turn myself invisible.
Alrin will raise an eyebrow at that. You can turn invisible, but you've never used it until now.
We've not really needed to use it.
You tried to steal a book
Yeah,
and
I
got
mean, I don't. Yeah, but turning invisible just seems like cheating, and I'm not, I don't want to cheat all the time. So I want that time I wanted to do it legit.
insight check.
And deception. Wow. Well, Holo, you can tell something is amiss. And you can tell he's trying very hard to keep it to himself.
Those
Already, you don't know
nearby
what the hell is going on.
you just hear Holo snort, but she doesn't say anything.
Well, that is. Hmm. It makes me question your intelligence a bit more than I did previously, but to each his own, I suppose. Very well. If you can turn invisible, that makes this a bit easier. Perhaps you go in. At the very least, we could go to separate areas at the same time if we wanted to divide our forces, but it may be better for you to enter, try to find her, and give us some type of signal. Any other hidden abilities you haven't told us about?
I can make a really good Danish.
What is it, Danish?
I don't know. I just heard somebody say it the other day, and it just sounded funny.
Mhm. Anyone else with any ideas?
I think we'll know more once we get there.
Yes, yes, I believe more information is required.
All right, following Holo's nose further, you can kind of see a clearing in the distance. But as you get closer, Holo, you can smell a mixtures of scent. One familiar to you you get a brief scent of a warg stalking about just ahead of you all.
Pause, lay low. There's a warg in front of us somewhere.
What?
Think me, but more nasty.
Oh, wow.
And they can smell just as well as I can.
No doubt a
It's like
scout.
likely. Kabi, I think if you are to begin your scouting, it would be from here.
Okay.
Just move quickly, make sure your scent is undetected. Harder to pin down a scent if it's moving.
Perhaps give him the sending stone, and that way he can communicate with us if need be.
How many uses do we have on that sending stone?
Which one? The one you got from
Solomon.
Solomon?
Yes, I used it once to communicate with Eric.
Let's say you got about 4 more uses.
Okay. Well, here's an interesting mechanical question. I had it on my person when I transformed. Is it only accessible if Holo untransforms?
Ooh, I believe when you wild shape, your belongings do disappear into you, right? Isn't that what it says?
Yeah, sorry to link a novel.
You choose whether your equipment falls to the ground in your space, merges into a new form, or is worn by it. Worn equipment functions as normal.
So I guess, yeah, that did you let it fall to the ground? Did you let it morph into, or did you let it, just kind of hang on you?
Yeah, I think by default it would just all be morphed into me, which is why I handed off the water skin. Um, so yeah, we would not have the sending stone.
And there you go.
So note to self, don't let Holo carry anything.
It's alright, just give everything to our resident hoarder.
Sadly, I think Kabi has the highest strength of anyone.
That's crazy. There's no way that's true.
I'm at 8.
Also
What do you?
8.
Val?
I'm 10.
Okay, Val and I have the same strength.
Good lord. Yeah, regular pack mules here. Great.
Alright, well, I'm gonna need some privacy, so I'm gonna go over here and transform invisible now. So I will be back.
Very well.
Okay, run me through the rules again.
Once a day, you have an hour of invisibility.
I'm so sorry. 1 second, my pen's not opening. That was fucking weird. My pen cap was stuck. Okay. I'm ready.
Yeah, I believe it gives you advantage on stealth checks. So you have advantage, but unfortunately for you, well, here, go ahead and give me a stealth check and a survival check to see if you can continue following the tracks that Polo was searching.
I wish those numbers were flipped.
I do too. Let me double check something here. I always misspell work.
Oh, it's 4 letters.
It always feels like an A, you know?
It is warg not spelled with an A?
No, it's an O. All
Oh,
right.
it's an A.
Oh, you've left everyone behind. No, it's an O. At least for D&D, it's an O. Um, you left everyone behind, correct?
Yeah, I walked off.
Wonderful survival check. You are able to follow those tracks without ease. You can see the skid marks, the slash marks, the struggle that ensued for the woods that would lead to the camp. And as you get up to the walls of the camp, you can hear a growl behind you.
I'm gonna kind of freeze in place and slowly turn around.
You see the big behemoth beast that is a warg growling and sniffing around you. This one seems to be by its lonesome.
I'm going to pull out one of the pieces of jerky I have and toss it a little close to the word, but like a little off towards the woods.
I like the quick thinking, Zach.
I could say and.
I do like the quick thinking. How do I go about this? These are dumb creatures. Yeah, you throw the piece of jerky, he kind of looks, tilts his head up, sees it kind of fly over, and runs over to quickly eat it.
Okay, then I'm gonna start making my way back towards the goblin camp.
Oh, you're there. You're at the walls.
Oh, it's a palisade. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Palisade, yeah, sorry.
Then I'm going to follow it around until I find an entrance, or maybe a break in it. Maybe not a front door.
As you keep moving more and more to the left, you do see a break where you have some very rough stick barriers near the entrance. When you look up, you can see there are two goblins posted at a watchtower each, a roughly made watchtower.
The sticks. Could I attempt to move them aside to slip in?
Oh, you can slip past them just fine. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
really know how to describe those things.
Then I'm gonna slip in.
And as you're slipping in, hold on one second. Yeah, we can continue using that stop check. Yeah, you slip in just fine. You see various tents ahead of you. A little water well, a dead deer in front of a tree stump with several goblins around. You count about one, two, three, four, five, six, seven in your immediate view.
Yep. I'm gonna approach one, like the closest tent and just kind of peer in.
That's cool. It's about like 10 feet to your left. So you get in, you look inside the tent. It's empty for the most part. You see just general, very crudely made bedroll, a poop bucket, very shoddy bag.
Okay. I guess the next steps will just be investigating all of the tents. I'm just gonna put my head in and see how many goblins are in there and if Amelia is in one.
You're gonna investigate all the tents.
Yeah, how many are there?
There are 7 tents.
My God, how big is this camp?
It's quite a large camp. I will say this. This is a bit tidbit of it. There is another set of palisades deeper in, past the dead deer, that seem to open up to something else. You
Yeah,
would have been able to see that from the entrance, so uh, I'm okay with saying that.
I still think I want to try to look at all the tents to see if I see any more goblins because I saw the 2 in the watchtower and the 7 inside.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll probably do 3 separate stealth checks, uh, one per side since it's split half and half, and then cross it through the middle. So give me your first one for checking all the tents to the left. So, oh, that's good. Uh, Give me another one as you are crossing over the center. Yeah, that's good. As you're crossing over the center, you do see a cage. There is a creature in there, kind of gnawing at it, trying to get out. And you know what? Actually, given from where you are, you would recognize this creature. It is a basilisk.
Okay.
Seems to be caged.
Is there a lock on the cage, I assume?
Oh, here's
Or
a
is it
quick
just
question before I
latched
do this.
closed?
That just pulls up just the image, right? Not the whole character sheet.
I see a character sheet.
Please close it.
I closed it. It opened up right. Immediately opened up again.
All right. Well, I don't know how to do that, but yeah, brief image of basilisk. You can Google it.
Okay. So here's my question: is the cage locked or just closed?
It is locked.
Locked with like a padlock.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Alrighty. I will tuck away that information.
And speaking of which, I actually have to check something else. One second. These things suck. But yeah, you just you kind of see it gnawing at the gate. It's kind of messing around with itself. It's clearly bored and irate. And give me your third check to check the tents to the right. Yeah. After peering through all the tents, you see a lot of nothing. Maybe assortments of stolen goods. It seems like every now and then you'll catch like a small little pile of like maybe 5 gold, random goblet, but no Amelia.
Okay. All right. Then I will make my way towards the second set of walls.
So you get up to the center with the second set of walls. You see one huge tent, and then another one to the right of it that's just a little smaller.
I'm gonna go take a peep into the smaller of the two.
Cool. Yeah. Um, as you peek into the smaller of the two, you see, well, for the first time that you've seen, wow, an honest to God made an attempt of a decent looking bed. Still a little rough, you know. The covers is just animal leathers and whatnot, but You see that? You see what looks like a yellow gem sitting on a table. You see a sword that looks quite foreign to you, curved. At least it looks curved and scabbard, and then a sack of gold, and then to your immediate left, you see two barrels of fish, buckets of fish.
Okay, so I guess here comes in like a section of D&D roleplay that I don't think I've had to do. I know as the player I shouldn't try to steal that, but my character would. Could I roll something to decide if my character tries to steal or not? Could I just roll a d, like a? Is that a thing?
Uh, for lack of a better example, just think about what Dow's did when he was inside the orc camp. Do with that information what you will.
It went well.
I'm gonna take the yellow gem.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Fuck.
Wow.
I have inspiration. I'm gonna re-roll it.
Okay, go
Oh,
for
thank
it.
God.
Yeah, you're able to take the gem with no problem.
Okay. How big's the sword?
It's taller than you.
It's taller than me. Okay, never mind. All right. Now I'm gonna exit that tent and I'm gonna go check out the big tent.
Give me one last stealth check here. Ooh. As you approach the big tent, you can see to your right a large amount of treasure. You are greeted by what looks like a bear pelt as a rug. Uh, very crude bed, smaller than the one you saw in the tent to the right, but there. What looks like a chair, a very nice mahogany chair. And then to your left are several crates that smell of meat and veggies. Directly in front of you lies a behemoth of a hobgoblin, standing tall, talking to one of his minions, adorned in a red wooden armor. You see this man.
Hmm. Any sign of Amelia?
Give me 1 second. I need to double check something.
The face on his buckle on his belt, is it the same face as his face?
It could
He's
be.
he's very vain.
Ah, you just barely didn't. Oh. Yeah, as you kind of looking around, trying to see for Amelia, you do see under the crate of food that there is a wooden grate. Couldn't tell you what it's for though. But before you can investigate further, you hear, you might as well reveal yourself. You did well to get this far.
Kavi's not gonna move.
Kind of walks up, towering over you directly to your person, and just sets his hand down. Though you see he misses at first because he expects you to be taller than you are. And it's just like, huh? Well, I know you're there. There's no point in hiding. If you reveal yourself now, I won't smash you to bits.
I'm gonna run. I'm gonna disengage and just get the hell out of there.
You gotta disengage.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this I guess we're back to a slight chase sequence. Give me an initiative roll.
Oh, I guess I need to select. Well, you can just use that. Fuck.
Let me see something here. I knew I should have planned out this chase sequence thing like I did last time. Oh well. Yeah. Uh so you're gonna disengage, you're gonna try to run, but as you're preparing to get around, he can kind of see like the dirt kick up from when you start to run, and he drops down and grabs you by your foot.
Can I do like an acrobatics check to try to roll away?
Yeah, why not? Go for it.
Decent roll.
Jesus. Very good roll. He is able to grab you still.
Does that break the invisibility?
I don't believe so, actually. You could dispel it if you want, but he does clearly have your like.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna dispel it, and I imagine he's like holding me upside down in front of him since he's holding me by my leg.
Yes.
And I'm just gonna kind of have like this apologetic grin on my face and just go like, "Hey, didn't think you'd see me."
Unexpected little one. What are you? A thief? I know you're kind to be merchants.
I'm I'm something like a merchant. I just, I was just traveling and I saw your camp, and my curiosity got the best of me. Thought I'd just take a look in, see what's what, and then make my way back out.
Mhm. Give me a deception check.
Dude, your rolls tonight, man.
Oof. Yeah, sorry. Ah, I actually don't know how to roll that.
Rule in favor of the player.
But we'll say he barely believed you. So you just decided to snoop in and get a look at the goods, huh?
Yeah, you know, just it's in my nature. I can't help myself. Curiosity, kills the kobold.
Oh, I see. Well, hmm.
But don't kill the kobold. I didn't mean any harm. I just, as I said, curiosity.
I have no intention to kill you, lad. I have bigger priorities.
Ah, that's good. Um, my name's Etty. Who are you?
That doesn't mean we have to be friends. I don't know what to do with you just yet. He kind of snaps his finger and two goblins come. Take him underneath with the girl.
Underneath, girl. Wait, what? You seem much nicer than them.
Don't worry, they're under my charge. They'll treat you with respect. For now.
Right. Well, could I at least have your name? You know.
No.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, you got two goblins kind of grab you by the side, and you can kind of see there's like a little corner around the tent where there's a bunch of crates of what looks like wine. They pull you over to the wine crates, push them to the side, and you see that there was a little hidden trap door under the wine crates. They open it up, drop you down, follow you, and you can see Amelia, not beaten, but asleep, hanging against the wall by some manacles. They push you up to the wall and start to prepare the manacles to chain you up.
Those aren't necessary, guys. Obviously I'm not a threat.
You're lucky the warlord is soft. If it was up to me, we would have gutted you like a fish and eat you like deer and then serve you with booze, but cheap booze.
I don't like you.
And I don't like you either. Kind of spits in front of you.
I'm gonna kick him.
You gonna kick him?
Like once he spits on me, I'm just gonna kind of kick him.
You kick him and he kind of slaps you across the face. The other one says, "Hey, hey, hey, just chain him up. We don't have time for this. We don't want to piss off the Lord.
Okay. Who's the broad?
This? I don't know. She killed 4 of our guys, though."
Four of you, huh? I thought she'd be able to kill more of your scrawny little asses.
You can kind of see one of them is reaching for his short sword, and the other one says, "Don't let him get to you. Remember, whatever he says can't hurt you more than the club."
Oh yeah, big guy upstairs is gonna clobber you. Yeah, I guess you do need to treat me well then. Okay, well, let's get these nice bracelets on. I could use a nice nap. Urgh.
The two of them kind of smirk to each other. One of them kind of grabs the lower part of his tunic and rips it off, kind of shoves it into your mouth.
Should have seen that one coming.
The other one, continues to very tightly tighten the manacles to have you chained to the wall, Familia, to your right. They said, "Enjoy the taste of that," and head back up the ladder through the trap door, and you can hear it shut behind you. It's a very damp and smelly room. As you look up, you can see a bit of light, not much, but a little bit, with shadows of what you could assume to be the crates above you.
Hmm. Well, first things first, I'm gonna spit out the rag.
No problem. It tasted of goblet balls, so do with that what you want.
Thank you for that. All right.
That means he knows what that tastes like.
Yeah, I know he knows what that tastes like.
Cannon.
What?
Okay, so I guess first things first is I'm gonna tug on the manacles, see if I can take a look at them.
They're sturdy, relatively sturdy. You can probably, if you were strong enough, you probably could rip off the right one, which seems to be a little looser than the others.
But yeah,
Uh,
what are they? Are they just like nailed into the dirt?
it's like a little wooden fixture where you're underneath.
Little wooden fixture. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna start pulling on that right one.
You can give me an athletics check. See if you can beat a 15.
Nope.
No, you kind of pull on it, and yeah, no, they're pretty sturdy. All right, let's go back to the other party members. We'll say it's been about like 30 minutes since Kavi has left.
While waiting, you do see bits of sand fall off of Hollow's form, and then eventually she soars back into her normal form. I could learn how to keep that form warm. He's been gone a while.
Yes. Either this camp is larger than we expected and it's taken him some time, or, and probably more likely, he's been captured.
Oh, wonderful. Now we have to rescue both of them.
Yes, that severely limits our fighting capabilities.
On average, how long does an invisibility spell, if you will, last? Should we be concerned already?
Well, it lasts roughly an hour, but hmm, invisibility is not infallible. If you're not careful, you can make noise, leave behind tracks, and get spotted nonetheless, or at least get others alerted to your presence.
From our position out there, can we? I guess have we seen any sign of them like catching someone or being alerted to any kind of intruder or anything, or is it just all seem to be going, you know, as it has been, no change?
Yeah, one more time. That was
Just from our position, if I can see, or if we can see how like, if there's any sign that they've caught an intruder, or if the camp's kind of in a more alert mode or anything, or if it's just business as usual.
from your distance, you guys wouldn't be able to see. You can move closer towards that warg territory if you guys want to.
Not sure we're there yet. All right, Basil just kind of say it.
But I don't hear any alarm bells or horns or anything. That might be a good sign, yes?
Oh, potentially. We have a choice. We can either wait for another 30 minutes or so, or we can make a plan of our own and proceed forward. Although, I don't think you'll like the plan that I have in mind.
Yes, I have a feeling I know where you're going with this, and I truly wish I had come up with something better myself. I have not.
If you go out and reveal yourself, and perhaps, or if one of us was to go out and say that we have you close by and we wish to bargain with whoever's in charge, we may get them to come outside of the encampment. This would no doubt alert everyone, and he would probably bring, they would probably bring a few guards. Uh, our chances against them all, not particularly. It wouldn't go well.
Hmm. Suppose we could attempt to get them outside, some of them outside of the walls. Would one of you perhaps wish to act as my captor? And escort me in, saying you're here to turn me over. Now, how we get us out, I have no idea after that, but it would at least potentially get us inside.
Think you might see Thowering grin a little bit. Oh, it would be my pleasure.
Bit more hesitant to that plan.
Well, we have to make it convincing, don't you think?
His eyes just kind of narrow a bit at Thauron.
I'm just waiting for him to like punch Basil in the face.
Right.
Very well, I mean, unless we have a better plan. Polo, what do you think of all this?
Well, no matter what, we'll be breaking someone out of there. Whether it's you, Kabi, Amelia. So I think we turn you in. I'll go with. And if we do a swap, we'll at least would have seen more of the camp together. And if they leave this place with you, well, it makes guerrilla tactics even more easier for a moving caravan. You are willing, Basil.
Um, Not really, but see any other idea, so. Sure, let's go with willing.
No, you are a free soul. Do you want to try other tactics? We could try to knock off scouts on our own. And perhaps with enough fuss, it'll give Kabi some time to get out if he's captured. Though if he's very securely captured, he may not be able to make use of that.
How many more transformations can you do, Holo?
One. So if I rest uninterrupted for an hour, I could have two.
Well, it seems we have two options. Either attempt to take out as many guards as we can until they're all alerted, or see if we can bargain with this, whoever the leader is here.
I think the only bargain would be, can we get both Kabi and Amelia back? Not just one of them.
Hmm.
Well,
If
they do seem to want me rather desperately. Perhaps they would be willing to trade for two. Two for one, whatever.
well, if Kabi is smart, he wouldn't have let slip any affiliation with Amelia. That is a big if.
Oh, and I suppose if we go into camp, our bargaining chip's gone because they'll just take us. Let's bring him to the gate, try to bring them out. Perhaps we can make the exchange in the open rather than in the center of that camp.
That could work, potentially. At least we would have an opportunity to get closer to Amelia. She won't have any weapons, although, so we may have to make a quick retreat. Basil, you once commanded the werewolf to kneel for a period of time. Do you have any other abilities that might sway the mind?
Um, well, I could perhaps instill a terrible sense of fear within. Hmm,
Mm.
you've maybe perhaps I'm very new to all this magic stuff. I don't really know all that I'm capable of, or if I'm capable of anything else.
Mm. Very well.
I could certainly try something if needed. Yes. Must I go in there as a prisoner at all? Perhaps I go in with, I don't know, my head held high and an air of authority about me. Maybe then they would. I don't. Just throwing ideas out there.
Given their note and their treatment of the other Wanti, I would imagine you would be captured on sight if you're not already a captive of someone else. They seem at least willing to barter, given their note.
Yes, we'll stick to the prisoner idea then. Um,
And just clarify, you guys are doing this after a 30-minute wait period, waiting for the invisibility to let up.
Mm, I think it's either or, if I'm not mistaken. It's either we do this now or if we wait and then see what happens. I think.
Okay, I think we'd wait for invisibility wear off just to make sure Kabi is actually captured or MIA. Then after that half hour is up, we implement the plan. Or
Oh,
maybe an hour if we really want to cheese short rest with wild shape, but we can skip that if we want.
Well, ignore my interruption and decide as you guys will.
well, if we're going to wait, I say we give it. Well, what time of day is it?
Let's see. You know, say it's about like 10:30ish a.m.
Oh,
Still
okay.
bright
So
early in the morning.
okay. Um. Well, if we do wait here an hour, then potentially, if you're willing, Holo, you could turn into a smaller creature and scout around. Uh, and I could handle the prisoner exchange. We'll have a bit of surprise, and if they don't automatically bring out Kabi, you may be able to track him down if possible.
Jeff, are you going to allow us a possible short rest cheese with wild shape, or is that not in the cards right now?
I'll put it like this: you guys can definitely take an hour to take a short rest. Results may vary for copy.
Okay. I think it might give Kabi more time to plan what he might do. All right. What I'm going to do then. I plan to conjure up a familiar using wild shape, and I can command the familiar and see through the familiar senses. And that is the means by which I'll scout.
Okay. What kind of familiar?
A bird. We'll
All
just
right.
go with the crow. which is not a standard thing. So I guess use whatever block you want to for that. Or if we need to choose a specific block, I would pick an owl. All right, I will do this one last trick. I'll need to rest if Kabi's not back by the time I'm done scouting. Yes.
I'll just use the Raven stat block, by the way.
Cool. Sounds good. Owl in the middle of day seemed kind of weird, but that sounds better. Right. Well, let's see if I can what I can find here. She does sit with legs crossed on the ground, and you do see her bring both of her hands out in front of her, and you see sand start to whirlwind in her hands a little bit, and then as the sand dissipates, you do see a sand-colored raven. Ah, I can still do that little trick. Very useful for getting into trouble. And she does her eyes kind of glow an orangish color, and you see uh the familiar then look to both of you guys. Ha. I can see through its eyes as it floats, as it flies around. I should be able to see most of the camp, and hopefully I can find them this way.
Yes, marvelous. Most impressive.
Thank you, thank you. I am glad for nature's blessing. Right, off I go. Don't do anything weird. I can't see when I'm doing this. And yeah, Holo will command the familiar off to camp to scout around.
Scissor flag, it takes a bit less time, but so you head over, you see your generic around camp. You can see just outside the camp several wargs. Well, specifically two wargs wandering around. You could see some horses tied to a fence post, two carts. You see the two goblins that are at the entrance on the crude watchtowers. You can see all the tents and whatnot. The several small tents and the one large one in the back next to a medium-sized one right next to it.
And as Holo is flying this familiar around, she's like giving you guys a play-by-play. You see her like facing forward, not really looking at either of you, but you hear her talking as she's doing these. Uh, this flyby.
Like I said, you could see the total number of goblins that are outside the tents, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 goblins.
Does she see any sign of Kabi or Amelia?
No, but you see a large dead deer in the center.
Does she find the basilisk?
You do see 2 cages, but if you want to see the masters, you would have to fly down and in, probably.
Okay, yeah, once I get the lay of the land, I would start to get more aggressive with the familiar and try to do more deep penetration of spying. But I guess she'd be less worried about the creature, just more about, is there any sign of a leader, maybe the biggest goblin, the dumbest looking goblin might have something. Sure of that, she would try to perch close enough to maybe listen to goblins to see if there's any news of a kobold being captured.
Okay. So here's a question. So where would you land? Like on top of a tent, on just top of the wooden palisades? Where would you land? So
Somewhere more center of camp, probably on top of a tent so as to listen better.
yeah, you can do that, no problem. No one's suspicious of a raven, I guess. Um, You do hear a little bit of goblin chatter. You hear, why do we even listen to this guy? Like, sure, he could probably pummel us to death, but he's just so soft. 3 prisoners, no goods or raids in months. Like, does he really care that much about this girl? Yeah, I know what you mean, man. It's just, he's the boss. We have to listen to the boss.
Yeah, Holo clocks that and does say aloud. Seems like leadership may not have as tight a grasp as what we might have assumed. Perhaps we
Hmm.
might even be able to turn them against each other.
Yes.
Well, maybe if we find a greedy enough goblin, we can offer prisoner swap to him. Though I'm not sure how that might make a difference. Maybe.
Although, if we get them all to come out, and the goblins come with this, whoever this boss is, we may be able to rile them up and create a bit of chaos in the mix.
Oh, that could be good. Kevin, you might be having audio issues.
Muted. Sorry.
Well, you want to start a mutiny?
Yes, yes, I do. If there is truly dissent among their ranks and they are already questioning him, if we can enhance that, make him appear a bit weaker and rile them up, it's more of them than it is him, we may just cause a bit of strife to give us an edge.
Well, perhaps, sure, but in that kind of chaos, would it not put our friends at risk?
Well, we're already at risk. It's better if the goblins begin to focus their attention on this boss of theirs than all of them focusing their attention on us.
At the very least, in case we do battle, their morale might be weakened by our words. If we convince them that following their boss is no good for them, which if the boss is after a Yuan-ti, that seems like a scheme that a regular rank and file goblin wouldn't care about, as long as they're being fed. Do the goblins seem underfed?
No, they're eating fun.
I shall continue scouring around. If this form dies, that's fine. But I'll try to hop into a tent. Maybe I can find where this big boss might be.
Yes, perhaps look towards the back or center of the camp. I'd imagine they'll probably be in the most defensible position if well, they have any brains.
Hello would continue the familiar deeper in hopes of finding something.
Yeah, so you do see the little split off that has the extra set of wooden palisades that lead to the 2 larger tents. Are you gonna go in there?
Yeah, at this point, she's just going to use this familiar to the best that she can. Then, if it dies, it dies.
All right. Before we do that, let's go back to Kabi. Kabi, you're prisoner. Is there anything else you wanted to try?
Uh, could I try breaking the manacle again?
Sure, yeah, go for it.
Just a straight athletics or strength check.
Athletics, need a 15. Doesn't work.
Ah, damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Hmm.
And I will say, one thing I forgot to note to you, Kabi, is the Yuan Ti is there, chained to the opposite corner of you. It's just kind of hanging in there, staring daggers at you.
Oh, he's awake.
He is awake. Beaten, injured, but awake.
Well, haven't seen one of your kind in a while.
Same to you.
You're a long way from Obeah.
Obeah is no home to me.
Eh, yeah, no, I understand that sentiment, but nevertheless, it's still quite a distance. What brings you hanging?
What brings you hanging,
Eh,
newcomer?
you know, just snooping around where I shouldn't be.
I suppose we're the same. Wrong place, wrong time, unfortunately.
And our sleeping friend here. Know who this is?
I don't know why they brought the woman here. It's strange. From what I gather, they're not much kidnappers.
Well, I think when you have three people chained up in a basement, that does now officially make you a kidnapper.
Well, I suppose they're expanding their job capabilities.
So, do you know who it is that's kidnapping us?
Calls himself the warlord. Or at least that's what the little ones call him. I heard your conversation from up there. Sure you've met him.
Oh, yes, seems like a fine fella. Didn't order them to beat me, which is honestly kind of points in his favor.
Well, I'd be careful. He's a lunatic. I'm sure his views could switch in about a moment.
Well, then, I guess I better just keep on being nice and polite. Yes, sir. Whatever you say, sir. I don't know what you're talking about, sir. I've done this song and dance before.
Yes, if I remember correctly, your people are used to just following the order of things.
I wouldn't say following the order of things, more like, you know, we're forced to toil and follow. If we don't, we get savagely murdered. I thought you of all people could sympathize.
I sympathize by getting out. I suppose you did the same. Apologies. Chains make one bitter.
Yeah, well, I'm new to the chain, so hopefully I don't become bitter. What's your name, fella?
Well, it's unlikely that you're an informant, but I'll say mine when you say yours.
My name is Etty.
Etty, good to
Yes,
meet you. I am Monty.
Monty. Well, Monty, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes. Wish it was under better circumstances.
So, have you tried breaking out of this place?
I got out briefly, and that's where these injuries came from.
How'd you manage it?
Well, these chains, as I'm sure you've noticed, aren't the most durable. Unfortunately, that warlord of theirs is quite the smart one, and that intelligence transfers over to his underlings.
Well, this time there's three of us, so I'd say our chances of getting out will be a bit better. We just need the big woman to wake up. She looks like she could break these manacles, or at least break them off the wall and free the two of us. What do you say, Monty? In for a prison break?
Could be fun, though I doubt the woman will wake up anytime soon.
Why's that?
You know, from what I hear, she was quite the ruckus when she was brought in. Two of the goblins died because of her, so the warlord made a decision to drug her.
Of course he did. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. How close am I to her?
Yeah, I'll say about like 5 feet apart.
5 feet? Yeah, that's not possible then. I'm like 3 feet tall. I was gonna try kicking her. So, Monty, any ideas?
Uh, I could always break these chains again, though I don't know what more that will do. Um,
How often did they come down and check on you?
oh, it's been a while, to be honest. I'd say at least 2 hours since the last time they've checked on me. I don't know if it's because they've gotten cocky or what.
Well, Well, I'd say they brought me down, which probably means that the boss man is going to want to come down and talk to me. So if we break these chains, we would have a very little bit of time to prepare for a fight. You know what? I think we should just keep that one in the back pocket there. I imagine things are going to get quite exciting around here. Um, I saw this one in town, the girl, and she was traveling with a rather nasty group of adventurers.
Give me. Not really lying, huh?
No, I'm not.
Oh, you think they would come look for her?
I don't know. I mean, what about you? Did you have friends? You know, I mean, if one of my friends was captured, I'd try to get them out. And
I
again, a lot of my friends were captured, and I did just run. Hmm.
I have people who care for me, yes, but my life is forfeit.
What What do you mean by that? It sounds like you've given up. Do you draw air? Not a trick question. I'm seriously asking you. Do you breathe?
Do I breathe? Yes,
Yes. Are you still breathing?
I am.
then you should not give up. You do not give up until they stamp the last bit of breath out of your lung. And even then, let your death rattle cause them pain.
You tried to convince me to go out there and murder as many as I can before I fall.
I mean, would you rather hang here until they come down and just decide to stop playing with you?
Mm. Give me a persuasion check.
Wow.
Oh, it's foolish. Despite the beatings, they've been rather kind to me here. They haven't beaten me. They merely just want information I refuse to give.
Well, that explains why your people have never been able to do anything. I guess all snakes are spineless. Well, I'm not going down without swinging.
Spineless. You don't
Yes.
know nothing of our people. You don't know our struggle, our kind. You just
Oh,
toiled away in the mines.
yes. Toiled away in the mines, slave to the dragons.
You don't know true slavery.
Really? We're gonna hang here and debate the merits of whether you and I had a worse slave experience.
You were the first to throw the first. You were the first to throw a knife at me. I'm merely returning the favor,
Yeah, but I just called you spineless.
and I can call your kind fools.
Well, better to be foolish than spineless.
He kind of growls at that.
I'm just speaking the truth, buddy. Anyway, I'm trying to rile you up, get you angry. As I
To what
said,
end?
next time they come down here, let's try to jump to the two of them and break their necks, and you know, they're gonna funnel down that stairs, try to get us, and we'd be able to kill quite a few.
Before we ultimately die ourselves.
Yes, but hell, I imagine we'd be able to kill quite a few of them before we ourselves are killed. What do you think the end game is here? They're gonna let us go? No, neither one of us are going to be let go by these people. They're going to question you to get whatever information you seem to be withholding. Hell, I think they're just going to torture me for fun or worth snooping around their camp. My friend always told me my sticky fingers are going to get me in trouble one day, and can't talk my way out of manacles. No pretty
That's
priestess to come along and tell the guard to let me go.
pretty priestess.
Yeah, long story.
No, I'm sure. He just reminded me of someone I know.
Oh?
Seems we all know a pretty priestess.
Who's your pretty priestess?
Hmm. Perhaps another time I'll share that story. We got nowhere else to go. Plus, I'm tad tired.
Oh, no, 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 no. Don't go taking a nap on me. I'm wide awake. You're just gonna let me hang here all by myself? I'm gonna be muttering to myself and, be keeping you awake just with my ramblings.
I've learned to sleep through quite a bit of noise. These goblins are a wily bunch.
Yeah, well, if you hear some ruckus going on, you should definitely wake up.
If you find yourself in need of immediate saving, I will do my best to rectify the situation.
Right, yes. Well, then.
and scene change back to Raven flying into the. You're just going straight into tent, right, Ian?
Yeah, go in, try to fly to a corner, knowing that probably gonna get seen. If the Reagan could get in there stealthily, I might have it hide out there just to get a little bit more intel. Otherwise, fly in, see everything it can before it gets knocked out.
Uh, phew, give me. I mean, yeah, go ahead and roll a dex save, dex check, dexterity check.
So that and whatever the Raven dexterity modifier is.
This plus 2 is 50. No, you are able to get in there fine. You kind of get in. You can see all the various treasures: the bed, the bear pelt rug, the nice chair and table, the food crates, and the grates on the ground. And the big man himself with one of his goblin minions.
Okay, hop over to the grate, see what's in there.
As you look down into the grate, you see Kabi and unconscious Amelia, and you probably have never seen a Wanti Maleficent, so some snake-like creature that you've never seen before.
Okay, how deep's the hole?
About 30 feet.
Are there any 30 feet ladders nearby or anything that I saw? Or does it look like it's by rope that they get in and out?
From where you're looking in, you can't tell. It's pretty dark in there. Like you can make out the shapes of them and whatnot. There's a little bit of spotlight from above into where they are, but the rest of the room is pretty dark.
Okay. Hulla will say to the others, they're in a deep hole. The only way that they could get in and out would be by rope. This isn't something that Kabi, who's in there, or Amelia could escape from on their own. It seems as though we have to kill everything, or we have to talk our way out of this.
Hmm. Perhaps, well, this may be a bit more dangerous than the initial bait plan, but I do have the ability to disguise myself for a period of time. If you were to act as Basil's captor, I could potentially try to sneak around and free the others while you are in talks. But again, that is. We limit our already dwindling fighting force.
They are under guard as well.
Hmm.
Uh,
Well, uh, so when it comes to the camp itself, is it? I'm imagining it's like wooden stockades all around the camp, so there's like no way to like flank it or anything like that.
Yep, it has one entrance.
Okay. Well, then the bait plan it is. We can dirty up Basil and we can loosely tie his hands behind his back and march him to the front gate. Uh, I have a spell that may enhance my ability to be a bit more mm, personable, to try to sway some of the goblins as we talk.
So there is a magic to make you more charismatic then. Who knew?
Yes. It seems in this situation it might be beneficial.
All right then. I will
Well,
play the card. We will bind you up, Basil, very lightly, enough to where you can get out yourself.
Yes. Is the dirt entirely necessary?
have you ever seen a clean and pristine hostage?
Well, in a city, perhaps, yes, when they arrest someone, but no.
Valorant is just grinning.
And are they gonna truly believe that this, no offense, Holo, but little girl captured me?
Oh, no, no, no. I will be the one who has captured you, and Holo can either come as a god or maybe hide close by to surprise them. Her choice.
I think
Oh,
surprise might be better. Although I can certainly. Actually, no, I'll come with you. I think our words combined might twist a tale that would be more difficult to pierce through.
Very well. And he'll say this with a very, very like sly grin. Apologies for any brute force necessary to make the prisoner persona a bit more believable. We are trying to rile up these goblins after all.
I think you're going to enjoy this just a little bit too much.
Oh, I think I'm going to enjoy this just the right amount, Basil.
Well, fine. No other choices here, no other options. But
I kind of turn to Holo.
I need you to do me a favor. If this does go terribly, terribly wrong, something does happen.
He'll pull out the music box and show it to her and say,
Need you to get this. Cross the Soul Sea. Find Master Aethelwolf. Find someone from House Baracus. Get this to them.
Hollow does tilt her head, looking over the box, but she does push it back to you. Aethelwolf chose you. You will be taking it to him.
Not,
Moreover, you need what's inside to get to him.
not
I know
offering
you
it
don't.
to you now. Just if something were to happen, make sure to get this and get it where it needs to go.
You're gonna make me give you an answer now.
No, I'm not expecting an answer. I'm expecting you to do it, damn it!
All right, I will take it off your corpse, but only at that point will I take it.
Well, there's a small chance I might end up inside of it. Grab it then as well.
Oh, you can do that?
Not sure. I think it happened once when I woke up after the shipwreck, but it was all very strange. Possibly. Maybe. I don't know.
That
Okay.
if you can replicate that, we may be able to use that if they choose to get a bit more violent. Perhaps if we are able to hide you away, or at least show them for a time, even if you can't hold it for long, a few moments may be beneficial so that they know that we can whisk you away somewhere they can't get at a moment's notice.
Yes, that's an excellent idea. Retreat inside and then. No, Holo, you can turn into fast things, yes? Scoop it up and run, and maybe they'll chase you.
I can run faster than most things.
Well, we have a plan B and a plan C. Let's get to work, shall we?
Polo will make the familiar call loudly in the tent, call loudly outside as it flies around, and I want it to just disappear in a dramatic fashion over the camp.
As you're cawing loudly, you can see the goblins kind of looking up to you and being like, "What the hell is going on with that bird?"
Yeah.
Now,
After
here's a
we,
question: did you
okay,
guys want to take a quick 10-minute recess?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I need to use restroom.
Sorry
Yeah.
to cut you off, Chris.
no, that's all good.
Cool. 5 to 10.
Cool beans.
Let's do a quick 10-minute breather. Sweet.
Yes, I forgot initially, but knowing that she did see the basilisk, um, Holo, you said you saw a creature in the cage inside the encampment.
Yes.
Hmm. Do you think you would be able, if I was to handle Basil alone, do you think you could sneak past the guards and perhaps free this creature?
Well, it had a padlock, and last I checked, a rat teeth can't pierce that type of metal.
Hmm, fair enough. Just a thought. But if we're all prepared, I can cast my spell and we can be off.
Yes, do that, and, well, I have a backup plan. I'm going to look as mysterious as possible. She does put her hood over her head. I think the return of the clairvoyant wise wolf Holo might make an appearance.
Very well. So yeah, after dirtying up Basil, he will go ahead and cast enhance ability and go for the Eagle's Splendor for the advantage to charisma checks.
Oh, all right, sounds good.
One thing I'm going to cast during this whole thing is detect thoughts. I can cast it with telepathy once without spell slot or spell components, meaning I can cast it without someone knowing I did.
So it only lasts a minute. Are you sure you want to do that now, or are you waiting, or what is supposed?
When just so you know, when we start if we get into a negotiation thing with the big boss, I'm going to be using this to read the big boss's mind and be telepathically telling Thal exactly what he's thinking.
Okay, sounds good.
And Ahola would say as much to you as well, Thal and Basil.
Have a strategy indeed. That should do wonders to sway some of the goblins, especially if he has a less than savory opinion for them.
Well, I was quite good at it with nobles who had nothing better to do. Let's see if I can do it with goblins. Mind reading.
Yeah, that will head off and make our way to the front entrance.
And we're gonna bind Basil with rope,
Mm-hmm.
hands in front of him,
I
loosely.
say behind.
Behind, okay. And can we do it in such a manner that he can still have his hand on the magic box? Can we bind his hands and have the magic box be within the confines of the rope?
Like you want to tie the magic box to the ropes?
In such a manner that it's like, so you tie his hands in the ropes, and in the ropes you also put the box. How big is the box?
Uh, you can hold it in mostly one hand.
Okay. I want to do that so he can touch the box and go inside of it at a moment's notice if things go bad.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can be carrying it as is, walking it.
Sweet. So yeah, hands bound behind his back with the magic box in one of his hands, specifically.
And what you got is walking up to the front entrance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Holo is going to be almost limping and like hunched over, trying to act as crone-like as she possibly can.
As what like?
Crone-like. like a witch,
Okay.
like a hag.
As you approach the walls, you hear the two golems at the watchtower shout down, and go, "Boy, halt there! State your business."
This is the snake I believe you are looking for. We've come to see exactly what your leader is willing to pay for him.
Kind of looks down to you. I don't look like no snake to me.
Well, then you are quite frankly blind and dumb.
In your mind, Basil, can we show him?
Says that.
Ahola will turn Basil around and peel back some of his shirt to reveal his scales.
Get your hands off of me, peasant.
Ew.
Quiet, slave.
All right, we're gonna go and get the leader. You all just approach the entrance very slowly.
Oh,
We got the
yes.
big ones watching you, and they kind of point to the wargs to the right.
We'll wait right out here. I have no interest in entering your camp.
What's the goblin eating?
Venison. Oh,
Okay, just making sure. Can I want to say things into goblins' minds without them knowing it's me.
um, I guess you could try to make a performance check to imitate someone else's voice.
Oh, it would be my own in like an homage tone, knowing that they've never heard my voice before, probably.
Yeah, that could work.
Okay. In like, I would say in another goblin that's standing by, she'll say, "Beware the sign of the sand-colored raven."
The other one kind of goes, "What? Who's there?"
Quite the jumpy bunch. I thought goblins had a bit more grit to them.
Why, you shut your mouth now. Is one of you playing tricks on me?
I said nothing. You just suddenly screamed out, "Who's there?" We're right in front of you, are we not?
That's all you're gonna say. Hold on, to just the Raven part.
Yeah, that's it. And she might do that a few more times. She wants to sprinkle some of this idea of the raven among some of the goblins she sees. Not all of them, but some of them.
All right. Hope you guys didn't hear that.
We did.
Huh?
Tell her, excuse her. Excuse you.
We heard nothing.
You're very kind, soul, Kevin. So as you guys are kind of muscling about in front of camp, the other goblin returns with the warlord in tow. Do you guys need me to share his image again, or do you just have him ready?
Yeah, I can
Mm.
see his face, and I can see his face on his buckle. It's right in
Mm.
there.
Yeah,
Did
we
he
forgot the
have?
handout.
Did he bring like a bunch of goblins with him, or is he just him and the few that was at the gate?
It's just him and the one that went to get him.
Okay.
Kind of crosses his arm as he stares at you, this behemoth of a hobgoblin. Wow, what do we have here?
Are you the leader of this bunch?
I'd say so.
Well, I heard tell of your note that you left. Speaking of a hostage and wanting a certain snake. Thanks to my oracle, I was able to track this one down. And he'll kind of like kick Basil in the back of his leg to bring him to the ground.
Ah, bastard.
Yes, he attempted to put up a fight, but, well, quite puny. I am interested in this captive you have. Word around town is she's noble. She could fetch quite the price in my hands. And of course, there would have to be something else to sweeten the deal.
Fetch quite the price. What is your intention with the young lass?
What does it matter? You held her captive. I'm sure she's been beaten and bruised if I know anything of goblins and their nature. What do
Holo's
you.
gonna, sorry, Holo's gonna cast detect magic as you're saying these things. This is juicy shit.
Holo, what you get from him is a sense of disgust.
Towards the words about Amelia.
Yes. Oh,
Uh, she'll say it at Thal. He's disgusted at the thought of talking about Amelia.
You seem a bit put off by my suggestion.
there might be some preconceived notion that we are Neanderthals out here, but we are not the type. I will happily take the snake from you and grant you the woman, but I do not wish to hear of your dealings with her.
Neanderthals. No, no, no. I quite respect the goblins and their ferocity. I expected a bit more bloodshed. It seems I may have been mistaken about their nature. Disappointing.
Yes, while I cannot speak for all goblins, the ones under my care are more intelligent, refined.
How do the goblins around him react to all this?
They seem conflicted.
Interesting, interesting. Ah, refined. Of course, of course. Another word for weakness. Very well. Bring this girl here, and we will see about a trade.
After I've done my initial investigation, what you've brought
Invest.
before me looks like a human to me.
Ugh. He'll roughly put Basil's head down and show a little bit of the scales on his back. Does this count for your investigation?
Get your filthy hands off me!
He'll punch him.
There's no
Quiet.
need for violence.
Oh, my apologies. A bit of a weak constitution, do you have, eh?
No, I just don't see. I don't support unnecessary acts of barbarianism.
Well, well, an interesting day all around. I suppose you goblins feel the same. You're all a bit green when it comes to violence, eh?
Kind of mutter to themselves. A warlord kind of raises his hands and says, "They are quite adequate when it comes to the arts of killing. We are just not unnecessary with our usage of it."
Of course, of course. I find myself more on the bloodletting side than, well, it's neither here nor there. If you wish to not have any violence, then by all means, let us see your goods.
Very well. He kind of snaps his fingers. Oman, go get the prisoner. The woman, specifically.
If I can like look over the holo, and I don't know how I would really survey this, cool, convey this, but I would like look at holo and like nod over or like suddenly look over towards some of the goblins. The intent is for her to try to get in the goblin's head and I guess rile them up a bit more. Like, oh, he called us weak. We should tell folks. Da, da, da. Again, don't know how I'll convey all of this, but that is the attempt.
It's like you're thinking by calling them weak, that might make them rise up.
Yeah, so basically the thought process is with all that's been said so far, I kind of want that to spread throughout the camp so more goblins kind of come to the front to like hear what's going on. And again, yeah, basically calling them weak and uh, basically they can't handle, violence because of this guy in a sense.
So he's thinking the natural state is violence,
Hmm.
and they are going against their nature.
Exactly.
Okay. When the big boss is out of earshot, Holo will say, "Sign of the Sand Crow has been above your camp." And as she's saying this, she'll also say telepathically and at random goblins' minds, "The Sand Crow, the Sand Crow, the Sand Crow."
I do want to specify that he only sent one goblin back. He's still out there with you guys. And there's only one other goblin, the one at the watchtower. That's
Never
above.
mind, I take it back.
Yeah, I just wanted to specify that. Sorry,
Hey,
before you.
I'll say this telepathically then in a few other minds. The Sand Crow means break free. Break free from his clutches. Be free. You do not need to be underfoot. So speaks the raven.
The warlord looks to you, Basil, and just briefly speaks. Eh. He looks to you with concern, almost, and then asks, "Snake, Slitherer, are you okay?"
Am I okay? I am being traded here. I am a prisoner. Now I'm not okay.
Hmm. Well, I am sorry for such extreme measures to get at reaching you, but it is necessary.
Oh, is it now? Well, that may raise the price even more.
Hmm, I see. A foolish blunder on my end. What is your price increase?
What do you have? He seems quite valuable to you. Goblins are known for their hoards, but this bunch perhaps not as much. Gold, magic items, all of these things are welcome.
I'll offer you an extra 100 gold on top of the girl. Would that be acceptable?
In your mind, Hol will say, ask for another slave. Maybe he'll give us copy.
Hmm, that could be useful. Tell me, do you have hmm, any other useful captives here, or is it just the girl? I could always use a another pack mule.
He kind of crosses his arm at that comment. Do you take me to be a slave trader?
I'm not sure what I take you for. I had thought goblins had a bit of grit and strength, but from what I've seen, it's only been, well, a bit disappointed, actually.
You can see that at least the one goblin in the tower is starting to get pretty agitated with you. You're quite the brave trader, aren't you? Stumble on a party camp where you're far outnumbered, spewing nothing but insults. Very intriguing mythology here.
Insults. Oh, you must forgive me. I was only speaking the truth. You seem to be more docile than I was expecting. No insults intended. I thought I would be among like minded individuals, but disappointments mount.
Well, you may not consider it to be insults, but I do take offense at these comments that you believe us to be some kind of blood hungry savages.
Savages. Is it savage to enjoy a bit of brutality and chaos? Is it savagery to take from the weak when they cannot hold it themselves? If that is savagery, then yes, I am guilty of it.
Hmm, perhaps. Quick scene change for a bit. As you hear the rustling of the trap door open, and one of the goblins comes down, looks to you, Kabi, and then looks to Amelia. She's still out, huh?
Yeah, whatever you guys gave her sure did the number.
Well, I guess that makes transport a bit easier.
Are you gonna carry her all by yourself? She looks like she weighs twice as much as you, little man.
Kind of ponders to himself a bit. Hmm. Yeah, I can't do this by myself, huh? It took like four of us to bring her in the first time.
And if she wakes up, she's definitely gonna start kicking.
Oh god, she killed Maxie and Tom. Mm, I'll be back. I know.
Um,
Wander. What's up?
when the goblin leaves, I'm gonna just go, Monty, Monty, wake up!
What is it for?
The goblins, they are coming for the woman. When they're down here and they're wrestling with her weight, break free and attack them. There's obviously something going on. I do not hear any more movement upstairs.
Perhaps those adventurers have come to save their friend, and
Yes, and if we are instrumental in helping free their friend, they will free us.
you speak truth. Very well. I will wait patiently.
All right, well then, fake going back asleep.
Okay. Kind of closes his eyes a bit. We'll turn it back to you, Sidron. Not Sidron. Jesus, Darwin.
Two very different characters.
Very different. You can kind of see the warlord as it's taking a bit of time for the goblins to return, is getting a bit anxious.
You know, I'm starting to think you don't actually have this hostage. Perhaps they escaped under your gentle watch.
Not likely. She was feisty coming in, but she was given a couple of herbs to help her calm her nerves.
Well, such a. If what you say is true, what is the delay?
That is a good question. Kind of looks back to you, Basil. Slither, tell me, do you know Allura?
What was the name? Sorry.
Don't answer that. If this creature does know this person, would that increase the price even more? Are they valuable?
Basil kind of looks up at Thauron, which is a nasty look, and looks back to the bugbear warlord.
No, I'm not familiar with Allura.
Sauron's gonna punch him.
You fucker.
I told you not to answer that.
Yes, and I'm going to do everything you tell me.
Well, you're not in their care yet. And while this one may not like violence, you are under me. And I quite enjoy it.
The warlord kind of crosses his arms. I prefer you keep the product in speaking shape.
Well then, I suggest you stop trying to get information out of him and make ready with our deal. You can question him when he's yours, can you not?
That's fair. My apologies to both of you.
Well, the longer we wait, the more my price goes up, and eventually I will get bored. I'm sure someone else will be able to buy this one off of me.
Hmm. Scene change back to Cotton. This time you see about 4 goblins kind of hustling underneath into the trapdoor. All right. You get the left leg, I'll get the right. You two on the arms. Let's do this quickly and hope she doesn't wake up.
Yo, are really gonna have a tough time carrying her up that trap door, huh? A narrow ladder there.
Sure, the warlord is getting restless as we speak.
Yeah,
Might
that's
even come
true.
down here himself.
Oh, that would be bad for you guys, I imagine.
Well, we definitely would get the earful. Wait a minute, why am I talking to you? Shut up!
I'm just making conversation. She hasn't been that talkative. This one's been asleep the entire time. I'm bored.
Oh, that's what you get for sneaking into places you don't belong.
Yeah, well, curiosity and whatnot.
And you start to undo the manacles of the Melia. And return to Valrid. What is it that you want to accomplish in this moment with the warlord?
I kind of want him to go away so that, if there are other goblins there, I might be able to like have a quiet word with them or, try to get them to go and talk to more of their brethren to, try to cause a mutiny if at all possible.
Okay. Run me. Well, I mean, you guys could always try to convince him to go. So, but, that's my little
Well,
DM tidbit. You guys let me know how you go about that.
huh, I'll probably look over to my oracle. Tell me, Oracle, do you still see fortune in our favor here? I'm getting suspicious.
Curious, you have an oracle. That's what led you here.
Well, yes, as I said, she helped me track this one down, and she saw signs of where your camp would potentially be, and here we are. She hasn't steered me wrong yet.
It is not I who steers, but the White Raven.
Give me a deception check, Howard.
Who, me?
Yeah, you just blatantly lied.
I mean, did I, though? She did lead us here. But okay,
No,
I'll
no,
take
no, no. You're right. You're right. You're right.
I can deceive because I definitely lied.
that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Polo, go ahead and lie.
The Raven said that you would be amicable. The Raven says many things, and so far, today you have not gone against the Raven's wishes. To do so would be a curse I would not to walk on, not want to walk under. That is for certain.
Oh, and tell me the nature of this raven. Some kind of amicable force? Just a fortune teller? What is the deal?
You besmirch the Raven. You besmirch a god, the god of two and one.
2 and 1.
Yes, and looking around, I wonder if these others have seen signs of the White Raven.
You can see the one at the watchtower kind of scratch their head, just kind of goes, ah, say we did. What would that mean?
It means if you do not follow the 2-in-1 principle, you will be cursed. If you follow it, fortune will favor you.
And what's the 2-in-1 principle? Just asking out of curiosity.
We bring one, you bring two. And the one who brings two will get fortune. The one who brings one, well, we are merely worshippers of this ideal. But to receive one is to receive fortune. So we will give you this one, but in exchange, we will need two, and the blessing will be complete.
There is also a tale. Bit of a story this one has told me of a vanishing raven. Now that is more my speed. Tell them, Sia, of the the joys of the vanishing raven and the uprising that it brings.
Yes, if you do not follow the 1 and 2 principle, the only way to dissuade the curse from happening is to rise up. And I'm sorry, Sir Leader, but the rising up would be against you. And this is not a threat, merely what follows when the White Raven disappears. If it has disappeared, did any of you see a raven that disappeared? I surely hope not.
Yes, our business may have to be concluded. I'd rather not get in the middle of a dispute.
Oh dear, yes. But if you give us two for this one, it is a curse that you can avoid. Unnecessary bloodshed, as you said. Barbaric, unwise. And as Hole of the Wise Wolf would state, it is better to be wise than not.
You wish for me to sell a second slave to you under the principle of a god.
Under the
This is-
principle of fortune, and I do not think they are slaves. They are merely weights of fortune on the grand scale of the universe. Let us put these weights in the right place, yes?
You said yourself you're no slaver. So what good would you have for them if you do, in fact, have more? You never did answer the question.
I suppose I never felt the need to.
Again,
Give me a persuasion check. Is he actually? I don't know. Would it just be deception? You guys are trying to convince him of the validity of this fortune.
I don't think we've said one bit of truth this entire time.
Yeah.
I mean, Raven did disappear.
Guys can give me a deception check at advantage if one person does it,
I think
or
you've already
just
got disadvantage or advantage, right?
Yeah, I have
That hand
advantage due
ability.
to the Eagle Splendor.
Yeah, whoever. I guess you could do an advantage, and I could just do it normally.
yeah, that works too. Yeah.
Okay,
Come on,
deception.
Eagle Splendor, please.
No, not at all.
Mm. Mm-mm.
I appreciate the attempt of trying to barter up the price, but clearly you all are pulling my leg here. I'll bring you the girl and no one else.
As you
At,
wish.
at
They
your
are.
own peril.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Would that be enough to deceive the goblin?
It's a good question. Yeah, the
Okay, so
goblin kind of speaks down to the warlord and says, boss, what's the harm in just giving him the cabal, right? We have no reason to keep him, he's just there. We don't know him. We're not going to use him for anything. The warlord kind of talks back up to him and says, you would just sell another person into slavery for what? This nonsense they're spilling out at us? Talks back down. Just kind of goes, but boss, not what if we're not gonna kill him, what are we gonna do with him? Like he's just there. Like what is your intention here with him? Warlord kind of speaks back up to him and says, that remains to be seen. I haven't had a chance to have a word with him thoroughly yet. You of all people should know that. How about you trust in your warlord? You see the goblin's just a tad agitated.
you seem to value your prisoners far more than your soldiers, warlord.
I value my soldiers quite a bit, to the point where I don't wish them to be swayed in pandering nonsense.
Yes, yes. But nonsense to one is truth to another. But if they wish to blindly follow you to their deaths, who are we to stop them? But I am getting rather impatient. Are you going to fetch this prisoner, or shall I be on my way? As I said, I'd rather not be here when unfortunate omens befall your tender camp.
He kind of tightens his fist, looks to you, Basil, says, don't worry, we'll get you out of their grasp in but a moment. I'll be back. Kind of looks up to the goblin up top. Timothy, please, keep an eye on them. Don't let them sell you a dream here. They're clearly trying to barter us for more. And he kind of walks back into the camp.
Hmm. Once he goes, like once he's a good distance away, Timothy, was it? Tell me, the goblins I know of are a bit more fearsome, bloodthirsty, something to be feared. Why do you all follow this gentle soul?
Kind of Timothy kind of looks down and says, "He's you better watch out for the warlord, huh? He's a lot smarter than you think."
Mm, or is that just what he wishes you to believe? I'd imagine that all of you here far outnumber him, and you are intelligent. You had the know-how to question him for his foolish decision. After all, what is a slave or a captive if not a piece of meat to be bartered, am I right?
Kind of thinks to himself a bit. I mean, suppose you're right. Speak a little hypocritical here. He hasn't been thinking clearly recently. Kind of whispers that last part to himself.
Yes, I could see by your reaction that you have seen a sign. Perhaps the raven, perhaps a disappearing raven indeed, but a sign nonetheless. Tell me, when was the last time you and your kin had a good bloodletting? Killed someone, stole something, feasted as you should.
We killed a deer just earlier today. Does that count?
A deer. Oh, how adorable. No, I mean a true battle. Fear. Citizens running for the hills as you raid their homes and steal what you wish. A feast of meat, not of a poultry animal.
Well, I suppose it's been a while.
Ah, what a shame. The goblins I once knew were, well, more impressive, more violent. They earned my respect with their tenacity. They bowed only to the strong and violent. But it seems this warlord, if you can call him that, has made you all, well, rather weak. Disappointing, really.
Wasn't always like this. It's ever since that woman.
Well, perhaps it's time for a change. If you have indeed seen the vanishing raven, now was the time to mm, dethrone the king. I'm sure if you have some treasure, I could be persuaded to help you and your kin if one of you had the spine to rally the others. But given what I've seen, I doubt you have the fight in you.
That's not even true. You know, I'll be back. Kind of hops down from the watchtower and heads inside, leaving the entrance kind of wide open.
Yeah. Thaurin will just grin at that.
Scene
Uh,
change. Again, sorry for bouncing back and forth, guys.
You're fine. Perfect. And sorry for like taking up time. Like,
No, I'm here for it. There was two ways this was gonna go. It was gonna go either very RP or very combat, so it's fine either way. Hobby. All right. They are loosening the mantle.
Okay, I'm gonna wait till they're like dragging her up the ladder. This is when I think they're gonna be at their most vulnerable.
They kind of drop the manacles down and immediately kind of plops over onto their shoulders. They carry her, back facing
Is
up. Or
is
body.
she
Hmm?
is she like? Are they struggling with her?
She's a little hefty because of the armor and whatnot, but they're still able to carry her along, but it is taking a bit of energy from them.
Okay. Also, I'm going to assume that my weapons were taken away.
No, actually.
Really? Okay. Fuck
Right.
yeah. I could then as soon as they start dragging her up the ladder, well, not as soon as like when they get her like halfway up, I'm gonna call out to Monty to break his chain.
Oh, okay. There you just call out.
Oh, yeah, I guess I could go. Monty, now they're distracted.
For the belly of freedom, he yells out. And he's going to attempt to break the chains. Yeah, that's right. I'm not going to make it automatic.
Damn it.
He fails to break the chain. Hugs out, tries to break the chain, yells at you. Getting the attention of the goblins. They turn around and they look at him kind of failing, trying to rip out the chains and just go, "What's wrong with this guy?"
Can I try to break my chains again?
Yeah, you want to take them open and try, go ahead. You guys are both trying to like pull out the chains and you're just growling and grunting, and their goblins are just like, gosh, when will they ever learn? They struggle to pull Amelia up through the ladder. You do hear the familiar voice of the warlord kind of speaking down to them. It has been taking you all so long. One of them says, I had to get more, sir. She's heavy. The, the people here are getting impatient, and as am I. Let's hurry along then.
I'm just gonna let it. I'm just.
Monty looks disappointed at himself and says, I'm sorry, brother. I suppose I'm just not as strong as I used to be. The beatings, they've worn me out.
Whatever. I'm gonna let this charade drop. They're gonna come get me, but I just. I just wanted to be the I just wanted to be the hero this time is all.
You're deceiving me.
Yeah, don't take it personally.
I have one trick left up my sleeve.
Oh,
Kind of yells, Hey, you goblin, come here. And one of the goblins that's was helping them get Amelia up, the one at the very back, looks at him and says, I'll be up there later, guys. I'll go deal with this guy first. He kind of looks at a goblin. You can see the little snaky pupils in his eyes kind of thin, whatever snake eyes do. And he starts whispering very softly to the goblin and says, Release the kobold. And the goblin just kind of takes his axe and chops off one manacle.
I'm just gonna kind of stare wide-eyed at the one at Monty and just "O- okay, have him break the other one.
I I can't.
Okay, fine. Mm, I'm gonna stab the goblin with my dagger.
You're gonna attempt to stab. Okay, it's at disadvantage.
At disadvantage, really?
You thought you were binded in 4 points of restraint, so you thought it was going to be
Wait,
regular.
what do you mean 4 points? I thought our feet have been bound as well.
Yeah, you were bound in 4. Sorry, I don't know if I described that well.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not attacking. Never mind.
Fair enough. The
Uh,
goblin
is the goblin still dazed from that?
just a little bit, but you can see it's fading soon.
Does he have keys on him?
Hmm. Here we go. Let's say. Well, this was goblin number 4. I'm gonna roll a d4, and if it lands on 1 or 4, he has keys. He does not have the keys.
Uh, okay, yeah, I don't know what to do.
No, you're a smart guy. Think of anything. Anything.
Can I? Okay, I want to. I want to with my free hand. I want to grab the chain that my other hand is attached to, and I'm going to try to pull it off the wall. All I can think of.
Okay. Give me another athletics check. We'll lower the DC since you have a free hand. That's helping you. Yeah, well, that's just enough. So you do rip out the other manacle, and now only your feet are bound.
Okay, if I try to attack, is it going to be at disadvantage?
No.
Okay, then now I'm going to stab him.
Let's see here. But he let me roll something. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you can get a free hit in. Uh, yeah. Roll the stab. Regular roll. Yeah, that hits.
I guess I don't have sneak attack.
You don't have sneak attack, and that is not lethal. And it did get his attention. He goes, "Ow!"
Well, could I use my bonus action to stab him with my other dagger?
Yeah, sure. Why not? That does hit.
So it's just going to be a 1d4, but it's not going to have the +3, correct? Since it's an offhand attack.
Yes.
Could an argument be made that since he was dazed by the spell, he wasn't expecting Kabi to attack, which would then technically give him a sneak attack?
Hmm. It's a little bit of a daze, not expecting what happened. But at the same time, hmm, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, sure. You could get the little sneak attack in. I'll say it's because the one T is there, so it's like you're flanking.
Okay, so then I guess I'd get that. I did 6 damage. That I rolled 2. I rolled 3d1s on that damage roll last time.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Anyways, you literally only have to roll like 1 damage for him to die. So I will say you did successfully assassinate the goblin in front of you.
Awesome. Okay, then I want to what's it called? Free my legs now by like trying to both use both hands, grab the chain, and pull.
I guess give me one last athletics check.
Fuck.
There it is. Yeah, you're able to do that.
Okay, then I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna free Monty.
That will be a sleight of hand check, and while you roll that, we will do a scene change to the others.
Do you want me to roll the sleight of hand check, or can't wait?
Yeah, go ahead and roll it. I'll let you know the success after. Friends, you can see the hobgoblin returning with 3 of the goblins carrying Amelia, kind of limping down, kind of pushing her along, trudging her along. She doesn't look injured, but she's definitely in a daze.
Finally.
Kind of looks to you. Here it is, the one you were so desperately trying to purchase.
Desperately. No, not at all. Anyone would have done. This one just seems to have a bit more standing, and as you don't wish to part with any others, it's hardly a matter of choice.
Well, shall we make the trade then?
Do you have my gold as well? I believe 200 gold was the agreed upon price.
I do believe I recall offering you 100 gold on top of the girl, and 100 gold only.
Well, that was before we had to wait such a long time. We've just been standing here, my back is a bit strained. I'll need a comfy bed when I return to the city.
Your arrogance tests my patience.
Well. From what I've seen, your patience is endless. So, 200 gold and the girl for this precious snake that you are so longing for.
He kind of growls. And what is stopping me from just clobbering your head in now?
Oh, you could try, but I don't think you'd be very successful. I do have the capabilities to hide away this one in a, let's say, pocket dimension. Attack me, and you'll never get him. And I don't believe your forces are as consolidated as you would hope, given the signs of the Raven.
More of that Raven talk. Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Persuasion. Mm.
Pocket dimension. God, I known this was going to be so complicated. Fine. We'll give you another 100 gold on top of it.
Then we have ourselves a deal.
You can see kind of behind them 4 goblins step up and say, uh, boss, we have some complaints. See, change back to Kabi. You are successful in unchaining Monty, the Wanty. Uh, able to get the monocles out. And I will say, guys, it is 9:25. Is this a point where you guys wanted to stop?
How much more longer will this all take, do you think?
Uh, that is hard for me to guesstimate, to be honest.
Since I have a feeling we're probably going to be in combat soon, we could just stop now, knowing that we won't be able to resolve the whole thing until next time.
Yeah, I vote in favor of stopping. Seems like a good kind of Copy and Monty got free, and then the goblin is like, "Hey, let's talk." I feel like that's
Yeah, I'm fine with
All
that.
right, Chris, any input?
I'm always down to keep going, but I am being outvoted, so that's fine.
Yeah, like I said, I'm down, but if everybody else is wants to call it here, I'm also cool with that. And again, apologies for kind of taking the center stage and all the dialogues and whatnot.
See, I think you guys distributed quite well, to be honest.
I just wish I didn't roll so poorly like the entire time.
Yeah, I was really trying to give you your MI moment, man, but it wasn't very good.
Oh well.
Still got a chance to do it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I got free and whatnot, but nah. Yeah, no, that was fun. I'm glad I'm able to use Kabi for more of the stealthy fun stuff.